I am here with George, Civilized Caveman. We are going to be talking about some Pinterest strategies and
what not to do.
And what not to do. So tap the screen for hearts. I hope you guys are doing good. We're going to be setting up over here on the right on the couch right over there, on the tripod right here. So thanks for tapping the screen. You guys are going to really like this. George, just I'll let you. Hey, all right. Sabrina from San Diego. Hey, dude, what's going on? Okay, so this is a little bit different. I mean, this is in line with what I typically talk about. So you guys have met George before.
I slide it in.
Slide it in. All right. And, all right, hold on, guys.
Ryan's phone's tighter than mine.
All right, so you guys have met George. So we're just doing this kind of impromptu. What up?
Welcome from Brazil.
Hey guys.
Brazil's in the house.
We got one mic here, so we're just gonna pass it. I'm gonna pass it to George. Go ahead. You're on.
What am I talking
We're
about?
talking about the 3 tips.
All right, welcome everybody. So, my name is George Bryant, also known as Cooking Caveman on Periscope or Civilized Caveman. I run the Hugs and Bacon show on Periscope.
Yep.
You can find me at cavemanscope.com. So, first I want to get a count. How many of you actually use Pinterest in either your personal life or in your business life? So if you do, write the number 1 or yes or something and let us see. I need to know how many of you are actually using Pinterest in your business or in your personal life. All the time for my business. Great. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. How many of you are not using Pinterest in your business? If you are not using Pinterest in your business, write like no, or I'm going to get slapped on the wrist for being a bad person, or anything like that.
And you guys definitely want to invite your followers right now because this is going to be
Not
really,
yet. Great. You will be after this.
Yeah.
Who else? It's quiet. No one wants to comment. We're catching all of you. Ryan doesn't even like quiet time on his scope.
No.
I tried to give like a 2-second pause.
No. Holy cow.
All right. So listen.
Darcy.
Pinterest. This is about Pinterest, I am Rig. This is about Pinterest, what not to do in your business and why you need it in your business, why you need it in your life, and why it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Yes, it's
Okay.
gonna be awesome. And so guys, if you haven't invited or just basically like do a screenshot something because so George definitely knows what he's talking about. Paleo paparazzi. Okay.
Yeah, she's one of our friends.
Okay.
So tell me. So my wife and I just got back from Pinterest. We went up to San Francisco and we spent 3 days with Pinterest, going over policies, talking about, I hate Pinterest. My wife makes me build way too much shit. But we spent the 3 days talking about what's coming next, lessons learned, where the company is going, the growth of the company. And I was one of 10 ambassadors that they chose out of 100 million monthly active users. So it's kind of a big compliment. But I definitely learned a ton, and I learned what not to do. I've been doing things in my business, and Pinterest selected me to come up, but I've been doing things in my business that actually hurt me on Pinterest. So the number one thing that you can do with Pinterest in your business is first shift your mindset around Pinterest. They feel like, and this may be really relevant to your audience, a lot of internet marketers, we live in this world of, I need to use this tool to create immediate results.
Right.
I need to use this tool because I need an opt-in now, or I need a lead now, or I need to deliver value now. And so the first thing that you can do with Pinterest to learn how to win is to let go of all of that, to let go of the immediate gratification. Pinterest is a long-burning tool. Like, it is a very long-burning wick, and the longer that it exists, the more value that you get for your business, your website, your traffic, your leads, and your consumers on Pinterest.
Okay.
So Pinterest is really, really adamant about quality. So we hung out with Enid, and she's the number 4 employee at Pinterest.
Wow.
She was actually an employee at Pinterest before the 3rd co-founder.
Wow.
And so we got a lot of feedback from them. And the way that Pinterest views Pinterest is it's all about the user experience and the most value they can provide to the user.
Okay.
And what they also said is that they're really, really into, I'm going to dip my toe in the water. I'm going to make sure hundreds and hundreds of people test this first.
Right.
Then we're going to test it a bunch more, and then roll it out. So they're really big on doing it right the first time and keeping it perfect. And so their mission is to keep it unspammy, unsalesy, and always be about customer value. And I think for businesses, the key to this is it should be no difference than your business model.
Right.
Is it's always about how much value you can provide to your customer, your fan, anybody that's following you, not about how much money you can make, how many leads you make, all that other stuff, or else you're going to end up out of business. So the first thing with Pinterest is forget what you think about the instant gratification. The second piece of this, which makes it work, is it's all about quality of content and not like you think it is with Facebook or Twitter.
Right.
So we're going to break this down into a couple parts. Number one, never use hashtags on Pinterest. I'm going to say that again. Never use hashtags on Pinterest. Now, there's two reasons for that. Can I connect with you on Pinterest? Yeah, my Pinterest is cavemanpins.com for my little plug there. So make sure you guys all follow me on Pinterest, and Ryan will be on there soon.
Yeah, and this is stuff that, I mean, he's found directly from going to Pinterest. He was one of, you said, or, you know, one of 10 people that were invited of the 100 million people that are using Pinterest right now. I mean, guys, you guys understand, like, this is the, if you're using Pinterest, and if you know somebody's using Pinterest, this would definitely be a good time to invite them, because that's the number one thing. I mean, okay, so anyway, so no hashtags. Yeah, number one.
Caveman pins. Thanks for linking. So
and
yeah,
and that's one of the strategies we teach, by the way, at Livestream Blueprint, which is a good. So heard that, Michael. Awesome. No pins. Awesome.
No hashtags on Pinterest. Yeah. So there's two reasons for this. Number one is hashtags on Twitter, hashtags on Facebook are used for search index.
Yeah.
That's how they're used. They're used to find things. Pinterest does not index their hashtags for search. So let's say you have a hashtag that's like no more coffee.
Right.
It will only actually index the word no.
Okay.
Or if you had one that said add more bacon, it would only index the word add.
Right.
So even if it's a long tail hashtag or even a short one, it's not actually indexed on like you think it is. It's broken down, and it will never accurately return results.
So you're just only looking at that first word. Wow.
And sometimes even the first letter. Yes.
Whoa.
So their algorithm is
Right.
not designed to index hashtags for search on Pinterest themselves.
And it's just a super basic tool. Like,
Yes.
it's like dummy down, super. Yeah.
And then we're going to get into this, but the reason I say that is because you need to know that, because a lot of us marketers or anybody, even if you're going Pinterest to Instagram, Pinterest to Twitter, anything like that, a lot of you are going to have the habit to do that.
Yep.
I highly advise you not to. The second reason is because Pinterest is all about customer value. Their algorithm accounts for things like that and will actually downgrade the quality of your pins.
Yeah.
So your Pinterest, each individual pin on your Pinterest has a quality score, and your profile has a quality score as a pinner.
Okay.
And so everything that you do on Pinterest is remembered.
Okay.
And you're graded and rated on the quality that you provide. Now, don't worry. When we're done, I'm going to tell you the best way to make it so every one of your pins is 100% and you nail it every time.
Cool.
So you need to remove hashtags. Number two, never, I repeat, never put a call to action in your pins. And I'm going to give you an examples. Never write pin this now, repin this now, like this, save this now, click here now, email us now. Never.
Okay, that's huge, guys. So Dimitri, have your woman watch this, because I'm actually Dimitri, his wife, or is going to be, or soon to be wife, is going to be is going to be doing a lot of my Pinterest stuff.
Oh, perfect.
So
I have a feeling I'll be talking to her.
Yes. So
okay.
really. So this is really good. So you guys, I mean, this is really good information, and I just hope that you guys are taking notes. That's good. So,
yeah. So and here's the thing. Someone asked, if you change, will it change? Yes. Pinterest actually scrapes websites every 12 hours. So, and I'll answer why in a minute, Speedcat. So Pinterest scrapes every 12 hours because Pinterest is all about making sure their website has the most accurate information possible. And so the question was why. Pinterest is very transparent on why, because it's not for marketers, it's for the user experience. So when you start using calls to action and hashtags, you're becoming a marketer and you're taking people off the platform and you're diluting their experience, and you will get punished for it. So, and someone said, will it change if I change? Yes. Now here's another good thing that we learned. Pins live forever. So this goes to the piece of, and I'm giving way more than 3 tips. We're going to nail all these. So this is for the people in the beginning that I was talking about, the instant gratification.
Right.
Right? So a key thing to remember is that pins live forever.
What do you mean by that?
meaning a pin, once it's created on Pinterest, never goes away unless you delete it.
Okay.
Other than that, it will be there forever. Now, here's why this is valuable for you, why we talk about the long burning effect of Pinterest, and we talked about this at Pinterest. You'll have a pin that went viral for Halloween 3 years ago.
Right.
4 years from now, if someone is Googling a Halloween recipe and they find it, it can re-go viral again. And it's already got a high quality score from the repins, the likes, the comments, and all the links that are coming from there in that domain.
Wow.
So Pinterest will rank it, and 7 years from now, it will still rank at the top of the search if it is considered a quality pin and applicable to what is being searched.
Right now.
Right now.
And that's the other thing, guys. Don't forget. I mean, the other really good tip was the keyword tip. So don't.
Oh, we're going to get to that one.
Right. Because okay. So go
the
ahead.
keyword tip is coming. Now, yes, it is excellent information. I know. That's awesome, right? And the reason that this is all so important is you have to remember what Pinterest is founded on. And Pinterest is founded on the user experience, providing the best user experience. What can they do on the platform to make it so your life is easier and you put Pinterest into real life and real work? Right. And they say that on average, once someone pins something, it takes them 3 weeks to act on that pin. Really? Whether it's create the craft, create the recipe, go to a website, do anything like that. It takes the average person 3 weeks. Huh. So you lose instant gratification, but don't stop focusing on that.
Right.
Now there's 2 pieces that I'm going to talk about this, and I need you to remind me of one.
Yeah.
Remind me about the chronological order in a second.
Okay.
Okay. So first off, giveaways on Pinterest.
Right.
Limited time promos on Pinterest. Time sensitive things on Pinterest. You need to take notes of you pinning those things. And when they are done, you either need to upgrade them, update them so they're evergreen, or delete them, because they will end up hurting you. Okay. If your board is loaded with giveaways from 3 years ago that haven't been applicable, and Pinterest is crawling your pins and then going to your site, and it doesn't even live there anymore, your profile and pins are actively being degraded. Like, they're being demoted down the quality score because the content is not relatable and it's no longer relevant.
Is it because people are not engaging with it, or
no? Because like if you did a giveaway that ended 2 years ago, they'll look at the date stamp and be like, this giveaway, like, their algorithm's super smart.
They can see that?
Oh, they see everything.
Because I thought it was really like a pretty dumb algorithm because honestly, because of the fact that their keyword algorithm was not that.
Their keyword algorithm is insane.
I thought it was like super, super dummy basic. So I was like, they must not be looking at everything else must be the same. There's
a lot of myths around Pinterest, and I was a big dummy to all of them, and I've been using it in my business, and I've been using it all wrong. Okay. And that was one of them. What happened was, and this is the chronological piece I was going to talk about. You guys better be writing all this down.
Yeah. Seriously, guys, invite your.
What happened was about a year ago, so Pinterest used to be chronological. Remember when Facebook was chronological?
Right.
And then we lost it and everybody went up in arms?
Yes.
If a pin lives forever, then a giveaway would too and be outdated. Yes, which is why you either need to change the link of that giveaway to an evergreen content page that is familiar or relatable, or you need to delete it, period.
Got it.
So a pin will only die if you delete it. Got it. Okay? Yeah. Now, a lot of us remember when Facebook went from chronological to the timeline, the news feed, the showing what's recommended, and we all kind of got up in arms. There's businesses that are still pissed about it.
Right.
And Pinterest did a similar thing. Pinterest went from chronological to what they now call just their feed. It was called, what was it called? I forgot what it was called. We had a term for it. So I used to miss chronological until I became educated on Pinterest with the value of what it is now. Oh, it's called live feed now.
Okay. But it's not based on
chronological. So think about, I'm going to ask the person questions that I miss chronological.
Okay.
Let's say you follow 3,500 people on Pinterest, and each one of them pins 25 to 30 pins a day. Right. You would never see any of the content that you wanted to see of those 900,000 pins a day.
Right.
You would never see it.
Right.
So getting back to user experience, and even our own, because I use it personally as well as for my business, what their goal is to make the content that you save as easily found and readily available to you as possible.
Okay.
So there's some changes coming out right now on the app and on the computer, which are amazing when it comes to finding your information and keeping it organized.
So they're trying to serve up the best information that's relevant to that person and it's not necessarily in a chronological order. It's
yes,
it's
relevant to that person based on their trends, their searches, their websites that they visit outside of Pinterest.
Gotcha. And I've noticed
the websites that they're pinning, things along those lines.
Got it.
And chronological is actually, it was like the death of it, because a lot of us marketers, what we used to be like, all right, we're going to pin this right now. We're going to watch all the repins go up and then see how many we're getting. And a lot of us would delete pins if they didn't get a certain number of repins.
Yep.
It killed our sites, because here's what everybody thinks. Everybody thinks Pinterest ranks those pins based on how many, we may do that on another one, how many like repins. Like, let's say me as a marketer, I thought when I posted a recipe, if it was repinned 50 times, Pinterest would think it was relevant and show it to more people.
Right.
I think everybody thinks that's true. Right?
Engagement.
Wrong.
Okay.
Pinterest doesn't care how many repins or likes are on yours or anybody else's. Their algorithm scrapes how many different profiles are linking from that specific domain. So let's say I had a wet recipe that was civilizedcaveman.com/banana bread.
Right.
I'm like, oh, I only got 100 repins. No one's going to see this.
Mm-hmm.
Pinterest scrapes to see how many other people have pinned it from the domain itself or from other people pinning it without even looking at mine to determine its relevancy on whether to show it to the top or not.
Okay, so it's almost like a backlink.
It's
their version of a backlink.
Yeah, and it's an aggregate. It's not about like, so like I want to rank in search.
Right.
Technically, I don't care who ranks for paleo banana bread as long as it links to mine.
Right.
So I was under the impression forever that getting the most engagement on that one pin would rank it the highest.
Right.
But it's not.
So
it's about getting the most engagement from my website.
Holy shit. So it's actually like, so D, this is what we're talking about. I mean, your website is relevant because ultimately, basically they want that content to live on your website, and then the other people, based on how many other people engage with that content on the site, is how relevant they see that pin.
If you upload pins, it still does count. I'm not saying it does not count. You need to create quality pins, quality content, and keep your boards as up to date and relative as possible.
Yeah.
But what I'm telling you is that your winning at Pinterest is not determined by your board alone. It's determined by how many people interact with your website and bring it into Pinterest.
So there's other people repinning that stuff that's on your page.
What they told us is that it's more valuable to have more calls to action with pinning on your website than it is to have followers on Pinterest repinning your content.
Interesting. Yeah, that's actually the most authentic and organic way, which cannot really be tricked. You can't really trick a system like that, and that's what's great about it. You know, coming from an SEO guy.
And are there ads coming to Pinterest? No, they're sponsored posts right now, which just got rolled out. So a lot of people don't know Pinterest is an $11 billion company. Mm-hmm. And they're really still in their infancy, and they're still in the red. They're not a profitable company, so they're starting to play with features that will make it possible to create user experience as well as provide value and allow it to be a platform for organic. So they do promoted pins right now, and they have the most strict guidelines ever when it comes to this pin. So when it comes to pins, you can't take and create a pin. You actually have to promote a pin that already exists. Every single promoted pin is manually scraped from a Pinterest employee. They read your pin, they go to the landing page, they check the landing page, they make sure it's relevant, they check the calls to action, they go through the entire funnel before they approve your sponsored pin.
So do they not want you to have CTAs on your landing page as well?
No, you can have CTAs on your landing page, but they have to be relevant. Like you can't be like, opt in now for my free dessert ebook and then send them to an upsell for a business coaching program. Okay. They'll deny your pin.
Got it.
So, yeah, I think the biggest thing I've shared so far is, number one, how the feed works in knowing that it's not chronological and you get rewarded for the more engagement that comes from your domain. Yeah. And I think that's really important for people to understand. It's your domain in general, not how much engagement is coming on your Pinterest profile specific.
Wow, that's...
Now, your Pinterest profile needs to be up to date. It needs to be quality. Now, this is where we're going to get into keywords.
Right.
And this is where keywords are crazy when it comes to Pinterest. Ryan's mind is blowing.
Yeah, I know, it is. It is. Hey, what's up?
So, keywords with Pinterest are actually better than they are on any other platform. They're very similar to like the Penguin update with Google, where everything became like a spoken recognition or language in which we speak. So, for for descriptions on Pinterest, you should be aiming for 250 words max.
Really?
No calls to action, but really, really loaded. What we like to call them is there's two things that are considered rich pins.
Okay.
Rich pins are something we'll talk about for business in a second, but a rich pin without the business piece is a pin that literally is loaded with quality and content for people. So let's say I did a post on, like I'm going to Periscope after this on some random uses for up to 250 words. You do not get punished for having more or less than that.
Okay.
You can do a paragraph, you can do 4 sentences. It's about what you get in there quality-wise for keywords and content that are relevant, number one, to the image that you have and to the link on the other side of that page.
Okay.
So you need to use words that are congruent on both, so they kind of run parallel.
It's kind of like running a Google ad.
Same as a Google ad.
Your ad needs to be use the same language and have the same, obviously, thing that you're talking about in the ad as is on the page that you're sending people to.
Totally. And the easiest way to think about it on Pinterest is think about it if it was your profile and you were interacting. How would you feel if you opened something about something, clicked through, and it was completely different? It would be a waste of your time or anything else. So when you think about it and treat it like your own home or your own Pinterest or even your own company, you're going to provide the best value you can because you're authentically in it. You know what you're talking about, everything else. So the keywords are really, really important. So let's say I'm talking about the 15 uses for coconut oil that you didn't know about. That's a pretty descriptive description. I take it a step further and I'll go, the 15 uses of coconut oil that you didn't know about, and then I humanize it. And I say, number 2 is my all-time favorite, and number 7 is something I had no idea, but it ended up stopping our children from getting sick. Boom. Now, moms that are searching sick children, coconut oil for healing, coconut oil uses, kitchen coconut oil, or anything, it's relevant to all of those places, and it's authentically what I'm speaking about.
Right.
Okay, so I want to tap and give hearts when I'm taking notes and taking action. Great.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I noticed that a lot of people, there's not a lot of hearts because people, I think, are really, taking notes. Yeah.
Totally. And then, so that's really, I mean, what I just gave you there completely changes the landscape for any of you. And a couple quick things to realize. Shared boards and group boards are a thing on Pinterest.
Okay.
Keep the number minimum.
Okay.
Don't have more than 5 to 10 people on your group board because what we've noticed is there's some group boards that have 2, 3, 4,000 contributors now.
Right.
You can't control the quality of those, and if you're associated with them, your profile quality will actually go down.
Really?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Yeah, so you remember this. So it's almost like keeping clean, keeping straight edge, keeping the spammy stuff out, and being active on Pinterest to ensure that you are as clean as possible and abiding by providing the most value for your users.
Okay, so basically what I need to be doing is posting really good content with an infographic, the right size infographic.
735 by 1100.
735 by 1100, guys.
So every
Canva, you can,
Canva's perfect.
Great for,
The optimum size that Pinterest is looking for. Now you don't get dinged if it's 50 pixels off either way. Is 735 by 1100, and the reason being is the mobile experience. 79% of Pinterest users are on mobile.
Okay.
A 735 by 1100 will fill up about 90% of their screen without them having to scroll.
Yep. That's awesome.
That's another tip for you.
Another tip. Pruning your Pinterest. It's just like exactly. I think that's definitely what a lot of people are probably going to take away from today.
Totally. And go follow me on Pinterest. I'm pruning mine. I'm going through mine. It's a continual active. And as I clean, I add value. I'm changing descriptions. And there's a couple other myths out there that I'm going to share because I just remembered a few of them. Make sure you follow me at Caveman Pins.
Yeah, definitely.
Here's another one. If you're using Pinterest in your business, you need to have a Pinterest for business. Horizontal pictures you need to avoid on Pinterest. You need to use and create images for your own micro social platforms.
Okay.
You need to have an image for Pinterest and an image for Instagram and an image for Facebook. Take the time to do it. There is no shortcut to quality marketing.
Gotcha.
There is no shortcut to quality marketing. You take the time as a marketer to create the content that lives in its micro platform, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever. Your engagement will go up. How much people trust you will go up. Your calls to action will go through the roof, and your credibility is on point.
Yeah, Dimitri, did you hear that? Every platform is treated totally separately, and you've got to make sure that we play by their rules.
Because if you, as a consumer, if Ryan and I were sitting here scrolling through Instagram, or let's say we're scrolling through Pinterest and we see a ton of Instagram photos that we can't even read on our phone because they're the wrong size, and then we see those also on that same Facebook page and that same Twitter page. We know that they're sharing it across all platforms. They're not taking the time to educate me as a consumer or to provide value to me as a consumer on each platform that I may be consuming the content on.
Right.
And we both know that there's people that are only Twitter specific,
Yeah.
Instagram specific, Pinterest specific, so we need to provide the most value on those platforms for those people.
Right.
So that's my key for that. So
Awesome.
cavemanpins.com. So CAVEMAN and then PINS.com.
And you can follow him on Instagram too.
Oh yeah, Civilized Caveman on Instagram. And so with that being said, if you're using Pinterest in business, you need to have Pinterest for Business set up. It's not just a normal Pinterest account. You need to convert your account to a business account because you get access to analytics, you get access to rich pins, you get access to promoted pins, and you get access to the features that are coming out soon that you're going to want. There's one called Spotlight, which is insane. Cool. And then now, just so you guys know, Pinterest also added buy it buttons on Pinterest.
So you can buy it now?
So I want you to understand this. Pinterest is actually a middleman that makes no profit. You pay nothing more for having this, but as a business, if you sell products, you can use Pinterest as a buy it now, and think about Christmas when it's coming up. It's a little blue button on Pinterest. You'll see it. They only integrate with 6 shopping cart vendors right now.
Which ones?
The biggest one is Shopify. The other ones are little, so you have to have a Shopify account. They don't think they're going to be able to integrate with Amazon.
Who can get those accounts? Anybody?
Anybody with a Pinterest for Business account can start using buyable pins.
So you think that, like, for Accelerate Marketing, I should definitely
if
have
you sell a product
separate,
on Accelerate Marketing,
a separate like business Pinterest
Yep.
account
Yep.
versus Ryan Steinle.
Yeah.
So I should be posting all my pins for Accelerate Marketing, reputation stuff, Facebook advertising stuff, all that stuff, the knowledge on Accelerate Marketing, right?
Yep. So if you're providing content for Accelerate Marketing and it's congruent with what you provide as Ryan Steinelson, you can make Ryan Steinelson your brand and make that your business account.
I can?
Yeah.
How do I switch it?
Okay, so if you guys want to know how to convert your profiles to business accounts, go right now. If you're logged into Pinterest, make sure you're logged in, and then go to a new window and type in business.pinterest.com, and there's going to be a section that says sign up now, and there's going to be a little link underneath that says convert now.
Okay.
You click the convert now button and go through the steps. You'll verify your website, you'll get everything up, and once you're converted to a business account, you have buyable pins, promoted pins, analytics, and rich pins. Now, rich pins is the one thing I haven't talked about yet.
Really quick though, what if I've already got Accelerate Marketing, a business account? I would have to
That's fine.
Deconnect it, or
No, you
both?
can make Ryan Steinelson a business account. You can be a brand, a public figure, or whatever.
Cool, awesome.
And then, how many of you that are on here? I know a lot of you are using Pinterest. How many of you have rich pins enabled on your Pinterest? So I want to see yes because I want to know the demographic of who I'm talking to. Do you have rich pins enabled? No. I know Darcy. Darcy's sitting next to me saying no.
Yeah,
no.
Darcy.
No. Okay. How many of you know what rich pins are?
Nope.
So
Michael?
hold this.
Okay.
Well, they answer what rich
not
pins
sure. Okay. Paleo Paparazzi, I do.
Okay,
Austin, awesome.
are. I'm going to show them.
Party aficionado. No, but I have a business account. Okay, awesome. No to know what it means. Decorn said. Okay.
So I'm going to show them what rich pins are. You keep talking.
Guys, go ahead, and I just want to, so George, this is really cool. So just to give you guys a little bit of a reset here. So obviously, Ryan Steinelson here. I help businesses and brands, get more business using live stream, and I have a digital marketing agency in San Diego. Mark says no, and George here is the reason why we're talking about this. It's really relevant because he just got back from being at Pinterest headquarters, which was really, really awesome and great so would rich pins be good for graphic design?
Yes.
Excellent content. Thanks, Brian. Great to have you. What a scope. Thanks you bet. Just go ahead and favorite this tweet. We were back up to 20. I know that you guys are interested because we've hovered right around the same, like nobody's left. Tanya, thanks for joining. Go ahead and favorite this and retweet it, and also just share it. If you guys don't know how to share, just go ahead and obviously, Catch. It's going to be on Catch, Anderson. Tap the little person on the bottom right, and then you can pull up a little bit and you can share. There's a little share button right there. Thanks, Anderson, for sharing. Thanks, Minu.
So
Awesome.
I'm gonna talk about rich pins. Okay.
Thanks, Austin.
I'm trying to.
Thanks,
find
Karen.
the exact...
Yeah. So George, we're in Temecula here. The info is so valuable. You bet. This is really good value. This is no question. Much appreciated.
All right, guys. I'm gonna interrupt. You guys are commenting too damn much. So there's 6 types of rich pins. Okay. And once I explain what the 6 types of rich pins are, you'll have a better understanding what they are. And I'm going to show you a difference in my business.
Show them up here?
I will show them up there.
So George has got all this really. He's like me. He's a gadget guy. He likes doing all the what?
Oh no, go ahead, Ryan.
Go ahead.
So there's 6 types of rich pins. You have app, movie, recipe, article, product, and place. So those are the 6 types of pins. So if one of those falls into your niche, or it's something that you can use in your niche or your business, you can use them. Okay? So it's app, like Apple apps, movie, recipe, article, product, and place. So app, for example, allows you to directly link a pin to the download button in the App Store on iTunes.
Oh, okay. Which is like you've got an app, so you could.
I do have an app, but my rich pins, you can only have one type of rich pin for your business.
Oh, okay.
So.
Oh, really?
Yep.
You're going to choose which one?
Yes. Now, their way around this, the way that they're listed is actually the order that they index in.
Okay.
So if I have recipe rich pins on my website,
right,
and I decide to just go into my meta description and tag one as a app one,
right,
that one will show, and then all the recipes will still show as recipes. So what rich pin is, it's, let's call it elevated content. So let's say you, and I'll use Google as an example, and don't think that none are applicable to your business. There's always ways. What is your business, by the way?
Yeah,
and I want to address that.
You've been very...
But let me say this. So think about rich pins as Google. So if you're on Google's homepage and you start typing in something, the autofill feature that Google shows you, recommendations, we'll call that a regular pin.
Yeah.
A rich pin is the results that you get after searching without leaving that screen. So it's almost like Google would show you graphics and web design. There is a way for you to use rich pins.
Definitely.
Google would show you all the information right there on the homepage. That's the difference between a pin and a rich pin.
The Google Suggest. You're talking about Google Suggest versus...
So Google Suggest, and then taking Google Suggest and having the results for that one right there.
Right, got it.
So if you can take the phone, Realtor Investor, you can totally do it.
Yeah.
If you can take the phone and put it up on the screen, I'll show you guys the difference between...
wedding planning.
A pin and a rich pin.
All right, I'm going to take you guys over here. So we got... There's the...
So it should
it's a little
expose.
bright. You know what? Can we
I
turn
can't turn
the
brightness down? Move it closer and it'll darken. Move the phone closer.
Okay, what about turning... There we go.
All right, guys. So give me the mic.
Okay.
So what you're looking at right now is a regular pin for a chocolate cake recipe. And I want you to pay particular attention to underneath the pin. Do you see underneath the pin right here that it is just a description? It's in a different language, but it's just a description telling you what the product is or what the recipe is.
You guys see that?
So everybody saw that. So there's just a description showing what it is, but nothing else. There's no more information and nothing else there. It's just a description. Ready? This is what a rich pin is. A rich pin shows you every ingredient, all the directions, and tells you exactly what you need to create the recipe. So you can decide before you repin it, before you make it, or before you share it,
yep, keep going,
if it's actually worthwhile, or before you go shopping. So you're like, hey, I want to make George's triple chocolate cake truffles, and you're like, okay, I don't have coconut flour, I need to go to the store, or I need coconut flour, let me write it down. So it provides more in-depth information for you to know if it's worth you making. So that is what rich pins are.
That's cool, right? What do you guys think?
So let's move back over here now, and we can finish this one up.
All right. Good job. Dude,
free feature, yes. Everything on Pinterest is free except the promoted pins. Buyable pins are free. Rich pins are free. A business account is free. The analytics are free. Everything is free. Pinterest is literally the platform that, in my mind, is the most underrated, and as my wife says, it's still in its infantile stage, but is the biggest game changer for Pinterest. And I'm going to tell you why. My website alone gets 60% of its traffic from Pinterest.
Yeah, and I've heard that from digital marketer too. Like
most of my traffic is from pins that are 2.5 to 3 years old.
Yeah.
I'm still getting a majority of my traffic from pins that are that old. Pins never die.
So I hope you guys got that. That's really, really, really important for you to get. And that's what's so cool about it, because a lot of times you get it's like a flash in the pan. You know, whether it's Twitter, especially Twitter. I mean, Twitter, it's literally like a day. You get a big bang in a day, and then it's gone. But with this, it's like a slow burning. It's like the gift that just keeps on giving.
Yeah, totally. We don't want to make it sound like an STD, but yeah, that's the best way. So with all that being said, guys, I know that's way more than 3 tips, but it should be enough digestible information for you to go make are rich pins only in business Pinterest? Yes. 10 to 20 minutes. Shots like from tweets. Yeah, of course it is. So Pinterest, no hashtags, no calls to action. Make sure that you are providing quality keywords relevant in your description to what you're talking about or linking to. Clean up your Pinterest.
Right.
Take all the old content off, the stuff that's not evergreen.
Right.
Optimum image size is 735 by 1100.
Yeah.
A pin lives forever, so feel free to pin it, repin it, talk about them often, send people to your Pinterest.
Yeah.
And then make sure that you focus on getting more users from your site,
Yeah.
pinning, rather than focus on getting people on Pinterest repinning.
Say that again, that last part.
Focus on getting more people on your website,
Right.
pinning to Pinterest,
Got it.
than getting people on Pinterest to repin your content.
Can you get so that would be facilitated by just putting a pin
it buttons?
a pin.
The developer site on Pinterest is super simple and it's easy, and it's also open. They just released their API. You can have your developers build custom Pinterest things for your site.
Wait, so you're saying basically take the embed code from a pin and put that as your
You
as your blog.
well no, you can do an embed code from your pin.
Yeah.
You can also do an embed code for a board.
Right.
But that's very pushy in my opinion.
Right.
What Pinterest says is you put pin it buttons on your site.
That's what I'm saying. Put it.
Yeah, but don't embed the pin
it.
itself unless you're specifically using that pin. Have pin it buttons so people can choose what they want to pin and where it's going.
Got it. That's how you facilitate it, Brian. Thank you so much.
And I just want to share, I saw someone say they have an addiction to Pinterest with 39,000 pins. Each profile is capped at 200,000 pins. That's a lot of pins. They have a user in Japan who has 7 accounts.
Yeah.
And has something over like 1 million something pins. They're like a Pinterest child. Pinterest talks to them every day to optimize their pinning experience.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, so if you guys, with that being said, have any questions specifically, I'll take a few real quick.
What about the keyword stuff? You didn't
Oh,
really...
so to dive into keywords, the example I gave is it just has to be relevant. Eliminate the salesy, the marketing, the language from it, and literally focus on the content in your paragraph being like a mini blog post, either describing your image or what's on the other side. Okay. So instead of being like uses for coconut oil, these are 27 uses for coconut oil that most people didn't know about.
And you put it right in the pin.
You put it right in the description.
Just like you do on Instagram. You do the
Just
same
like
thing
you do on Instagram.
Yeah.
Someone said the best plugins for Pinterest. Pinterest has a site. It's called their developer site. It's developers.pinterest.com, and they list all the vendors and the platforms that they work with directly. Now, people outside of those ones work, but Pinterest is very authentic, and they say if you use the ones that we support, we can help you troubleshoot it if it doesn't work.
Like, what are some of the...
Like, there's plugins that repin pins for you, that
WordPress?
do engagement for WordPress, just for websites alone.
Yeah.
And then there's different plugins to have the pin it buttons on your site.
Got it.
So
Yeah,
if there's one of
are-
those that's not working or broken, if it's one that Pinterest supports,
is there a list? They must have a list.
they
of
do.
ones
It's on
they do. Okay,
developers.pinterest.com.
Got it.
I post 100 pics on my blog daily. How could Pinterest best benefit me with heavy content? How does your content benefit your user or your customer?
Yeah.
I'm going to answer your question with a question.
Yeah.
Because if you're posting 100 pics on your blog daily, I don't know what kind of blog it is, fashion, funny, humor, or whatever. My question to you is, what does your blog provide for people, and what can those images do for people? And that'll be your answer to whether it goes on Pinterest or not.
Gotcha.
Any more questions?
So really quick question for me is trending viral content. So one of the things, so it does, creating an infographic, taking the time to create an infographic on Canva or something like that is definitely worth it. So if I have like a 4-step process, I put that in the form of an infographic where all the information is
right there,
visually represented right there, and then I give the text, below it, and that I put on my blog, and then I have that as my pin as well. That's like and then no hashtags, no call to action. Call to action may be on my blog.
On your blog, which is fine.
Okay.
Rich Pins use a plugin. No, all the Rich Pin stuff is done directly through Pinterest. All the information is on their business.pinterest page or their developers.pinterest page. Developers.pinterest page. That was my other one. I'm glad you asked that question. How often should you pin the same pin? Yeah. There used to be a myth floating around that repinning your own content degraded your quality. It doesn't. Not true. Okay. It also doesn't help, and it makes your user experience horrible. Yeah. Because if someone comes to your board and you have your same pin 3 or 4 times in a row, it doesn't support you, and it looks and feels spammy. Here's my answer to that, because I used to repin my own content a lot to the point where there was a strategy to it, and my goal for myself is to create valuable content so that other people want to pin it and I don't need to. Got it. Like, that would be a better focus for you. So do we get designated it as a rich pin? Go to the developer site on Pinterest or the business site. Once you have rich pins approved, it's just one piece of code that goes with the plugin on your site, and everything on your site gets tagged as that rich pin. It will automatically pull. It will automatically update your Pinterest. Cool. So that's how rich pins work. So I want to reiterate, guys, and I don't know, I'm going to bluntly say this. Pinterest will hurt you if you do not focus on user experience and quality. And if you go to, I want to make money or use this to grow my brand or business without providing value, you will get downgraded and your pins will not get seen. Got it. That's like the easiest way to do it. I reached out to you on Twitter. Awesome. More business consulting. I didn't know what that means. Love to chat more.
So really quick, so just give them, where to find you.
Oh, yeah. Follow me on Pinterest, cavemanpins.com. Right. And then my website, Instagram, everything else is civilizedcaveman.com. So you can hit me up on Twitter, which is linked in here.
And go ahead and follow if you're not following on Periscope as well, and also on Periscope.
Oh, yeah. I'm about to do a Periscope and give away a lifetime membership to Thrive Marketplace, which is like the online Costco for food. Organic, over 4,000 products at wholesale prices. So I'm going to give away a lifetime membership and share some of those coconut oil tips that you didn't know about. Yep.
And go ahead and you can follow me. I'm at Ryan Steinelson for Instagram, Pinterest, etc. So yeah, Civilized Caveman is George's. That's his website. And yeah, this is great. I mean, this is what we do. I mean, this is what I do is digital marketing. And thank you guys for the. So somebody's using Thrive. Yeah. Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Love Thrive, coconut oil, love it. So go ahead. We're going to pass the cast on. Do you want to start your? Yeah. You want to start yours? Go ahead. Everybody that wants to go and jump on George's scope, just go ahead and follow George at Civilized Caveman, and we're gonna fire. We're gonna be live. We're gonna fire up. On the Hugs and Bacon Show. So this is his. He's a guru for photo stuff. So he does a lot of it. So we're gonna get ready to go and follow him. Really. By the way, I might be headed. Oh, cool! You gotta connect with me if you come on over here. Post here so we can follow. So yeah, I'll tell you guys when he's gonna go live, and you'll be able to see him. So you'll see him if you follow him. So just go ahead and follow him, and you'll see him live when he goes live here in a minute. Santa Barbara. Oh, really? Okay. Hey, bacon bread. Brian. Yeah. Brian is awesome. Hugs and Bacon. Yeah, so you guys obviously know what George is all about. And yeah, it's really, and also let me know, guys, who's going to the summit coming up in January. George is going to be starting here in a second. So I just found I'm going to be speaking there. So really looking forward to Damien. What's going on? Damien, did you see what George just talked about? It was really awesome. You gotta go watch the replay. So yeah, really looking forward. Damien, you're going to go to the Periscope Summit, right? I'm hoping to see you there. I'm going to be, what's up, brother? Okay, Tanya, how's it going? You're going, awesome. You just shared it. Seriously, George was one of 10 people invited to go to Pinterest headquarters, and he learned a ton. 10 people out of 100 million pinners, and he learned a lot from just that trip. They had like a some focus groups, and because he's got so much engagement on his Pinterest account and the kind of engagement that they're looking for, that's why they valued his his feedback. And
I'm the boss.
He's the boss. All right, so go ahead and start.
Yep.
He's going to go live. Go ahead and follow George if you want to go, and we're going to pass the cast here. And he's got some really cool stuff. He's going to give away a lifetime membership to Thrive, which is that's worth some money because
like $2,500.
That's like $2,500. So thank you again, no doubt, Mike. So he's going to start. Okay, so he started. So go ahead. I'm going to end this one. Go ahead and follow him. I'm gonna jump on, and I'm gonna invite my followers over there.
What's up, guys?
And you bet. Awesome. So yeah,
we're on another scope right now, so now we're coming live to you.
There's George right there.
What
up?
Hey,
All
look,
right.
you guys can scope on scope. Look at that. All right, awesome.